Hello. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing well. Today I wanted to talk about something that's more fun and just something that I've noticed. So, not really talking about politics. I've made a couple of videos in the past about Disney and how much I personally love Disney, and I've noticed a lot of LGBT people love Disney. um, and today I wanted to talk about Disney and gay culture, what I've noticed, what isn't in there, and what should be in there. So, there's this big debate among Disney fans that, certain characters are gay in there, but they don't advertise it fully because, they don't want to be involved with us in that kind of way. I've personally noticed a couple of characters, like Jafar and Scar from Aladdin and The Lion King, are very camp, limp wrist. And just the way that they sound, they almost, they sound like they've got gay voice. And that's something that I personally recognise. But, straight guys can be camp as well, so that's no 100%, they're definitely gay kind of thing. But regardless if they are or if they're not, I've personally never witnessed a openly gay character in Disney, and to me it's just like so crazy because I will say, like I say, I know a lot of straight people love Disney and a lot of kids love Disney, but I would say that without a doubt, LGBT audiences are the demographic of Disney. um, we are its hardcore fans. I've known so many gay guys who love Disney and they quote the favourite movies and the favourite songs. I knew this one gay guy who said he wanted to have a Disney Cinderella wedding. Um, which to me sounds great because I love Cinderella. Um, but it just seems to me that Disney is definitely afraid of making a character a full on gay person instead of just hinting. Um, and like I say, it's just so crazy to me because we are their hardcore fans. And Disney over the years has become a lot more diverse with race and culture. Like, there are so many different kinds of Disney princesses and Disney prince. There's Chinese, there's Scottish, there's black, there's Arabic. There's loads. So I just feel like Disney needs to get on their culture bandwagon, but instead of race or culture, it should have to do with sexuality. Because, like, personally, I don't really watch a lot of modern Disney. I love the classics where it's been hand drawn and it's a lot more classical sounding. But I would go out of my way 100% to see a positive representation of a gay person or a bi person or a trans person that is positive, kind of like what they've done with the whole different races. Like, it would make our community feel like we matter when it comes to Disney stuff. And like I say, we are their demographic. So they should, I wouldn't say they should do it, but they should think about doing it because it would make us happier. And it will make a lot more appreciation with people that maybe weren't bothered about Disney because of the lack of LGBT representation that's in there. So I would be down personally. So I'm just going to talk about what I would like to see, but I'm not saying that they should 100% roll with it. Like, I'd be happy with anything, but I think that they should do either a story about a Disney prince or a princess who feels pressured with old society. So have it like the old prince or princess stories, like in Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, and Cinderella, that they feel pressured to get married to obviously someone of the opposite sex, but because that individual is gay, they don't really want to. And they go off on kind of like on a trip, maybe with their horses, to kind of take their mind off things. And they take someone who knows that they're gay, that is sworn to secrecy from everyone else. So, someone who is like a family friend, someone who they very much trust. And then they find someone who is very infatuating to them. So, like, for example, gay guys. So, I've always had this idea that there should be a gay Disney prince who is the stereotypical Disney prince. But then, kind of similar to Sleeping Beauty, where he's out on a horse ride and he sees or hears something, and then he stumbles upon this guy who is very female, kind of like representative. That way, you've got two sides of masculine and femininity within the gay culture, and do the kind of traditional kind of we're gonna sing and then fall in love and get married kind of thing, but have the marriage kind of later on in the film, and they sing and they dance, and they're both totally infatuated with each other, but he eventually has to go back to his castle. But the other guy, who is feminine, doesn't know that he's a prince. He just thinks that he's posh. And he goes back to his kingdom to basically rule, and he can't stop thinking about his love encounter, and he's kind of like in his room singing and dancing the song to what they did, and he makes the decision to make an old kind of tonic that basically fakes a murder, his death, kind of like what happened in Romeo and Juliet. So where the tonic that she ingested, sorry, Juliet, kind of stopped her heart, but then she came back to life within a certain amount of time. I've always thought that that would be cool if he was to do that. Then that way people could then announce that he's dead, and then he wants to leave his royaltiness behind and just grab the money that he can, and he finds some kind of pauper clothes and he dresses like that, and he finds the guy that he was like dancing and singing with. He basically goes there and realizes that he lives alone, and he's dressed very different to how they first met. But the feminine guy doesn't care because he fell in love with his heart and the fact that he could sing and dance and all that. And then they make the decision to move in together and have this life that is very different to what the prince is used to. So I personally think it would be great if Disney were to make a film like that, because I think it would show culture within the LGBT community, but do it in a Disney classic way that people wouldn't be strictly put off by. So the gay people would recognize that they're talking about gay culture, but not in a way that's strictly in your face, that also the straight crowd and kids could want to watch. And they shouldn't make it political, because then that will just turn people off. It should just be about their story, their love, and about this old story. So obviously the prince is not used to being like a pauper, so it would be interesting to, in the movie, to see his kind of reaction when it comes to what he's been used to and what he has to get used to now. But at the same time, even though he finds it hard, he doesn't care because he's with the one that he loves. So I kind of think that it should be something like that. But like I say, I'm not saying that they 100% should do this, because this is just what I think. That Disney should 100% do something for its LGBT audience, because we are the most part of their demographic, other than kids. Kids and us are their two main demographics. So I just wanted to share that, and basically, hopefully, it kind of gets out there eventually in the future and people think about it. So if you liked this video, comment down below if you agree or disagree, give it a like, share with people, and love you guys.